What's up, Jay?
What's up, man? How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. How was your weekend?
Fucking awesome, bro. I went down to the Bay Area with my girlfriend.
To the Bay Area, to
Yeah.
San Fran.
Dude, no, not San Fran.
Is that the
Like
Bay Area?
when we go to the when we go to the Bay Area, we don't go to San Fran. I think the only time we ever went was with you, when you went.
Really?
Yeah, I know you have a understanding that like the Bay Area is just
San Francisco
synonymous
or
with San Francisco. There's a
Oakland.
lot more to it. Yeah, it's like Oakland. There's Mountain View. There's Atherton, which is like the richest neighborhood I heard in the whole country.
Well, not that rich because fucking Mark Zuckerberg doesn't live there.
No, he doesn't live there.
Yeah,
But it's like
Hawaii?
it's like the biggest. How you call it? What the hell is it called? Like basically the most billionaires in the country, like per capita or whatever the fuck that's called, live there.
Really?
Like a big community of billionaires.
Damn.
And I've driven through those houses, bro. Crazy, like 3-story little mini mansions.
Mini mansions.
Yeah,
Fuck,
like you're
dude.
talking about property. And I also saw like a real estate booklet when we stayed at a hotel, like probably like a year ago.
Mhm.
And some of those properties, like those little mini mansions, go for like 25 million, 35 million. I'm like, wow.
I think it's because of the location also, because you're in San Francisco. Well,
Again,
Bay Area.
Yeah, not San Francisco, but
Oh,
that
yeah, Bay
neighborhood
Area.
is super crazy. Like, that neighborhood has its own like little police. Dude, there's freaking hidden cameras, like concealed and hidden in the bushes and the trees.
Do you want to live in
They
that
got
area?
I don't,
Yeah, I wouldn't want
but
to live
those
in
people
that.
do.
Knowing how I'd be watching all the time. Like, dude, what if, you want to do something spontaneous with your girl and you're just like, hey, man, let's have a quickie in the car. Fucking security or the Atherton, whatever fuck the city's called, police called, hey, we got to get you for indecent exposure. Why? Well, we caught you in one of the fucking bush cameras, fool, that you were eating out your lady's bush. Oh,
Dude, think
Damn
about
it.
it though. They probably pay off that police.
Maybe.
It's like their own private police.
I mean, maybe there's a possibility.
Yeah.
But what if you got a Karen that's talking shit about it? Like, oh, no, you better cite him or something. Hey, bro, she paid more, though. What do you want me to do?
Yeah, true. Yeah. It's probably a battle of the fucking checkbooks.
Battle of the checkbooks. That's fucking classic, dude.
But yeah.
I was seeing, I actually showed you that video, dude, of, on Facebook, of that little girl getting shot by that.
That was on Facebook?
That was on Facebook.
Yeah, dude, horrible video, man. Just disgusting.
It's very disgusting. It's very disturbing. But it makes you wonder, bro, like, what is humanity coming to? That it's becoming more common to do that. Although I'm not saying, fucking child killers have never been a thing. Like, they have been a thing. But I don't know if it's because of social media or whatnot, but it's becoming a more recurring thing to find that out. Or to see that out like in the open, where it's just like, hey, dude, guess what? This grown-ass man or this grown-ass woman ended up murdering another kid. Like, it's despicable, dude. It's real fucked up.
I don't think that's ever not happened. I think shit like that has happened,
All the time.
yeah, all the time. But it's just the fact that it looks so like trivial when you can just see like somebody's CCTV footage on
Was that
Facebook.
CCTV?
That's what it looks like. It looks like they're like home
It looked
security.
really good quality, bro, for CCTV.
Well, it looked like just like their own home security. They
And
caught that, you know.
Not just that, the fucking houses, like, the houses look, they were made of fucking plywood, bro.
They look like mobile homes.
Those
But
did not look like mobile homes. They look like fucking cardboard cutouts.
but now you can see that, or you can see like people's just phone recordings of things like that, you know.
Yeah.
Just common. Like
It really bummed me out seeing that, dude.
it's depressing to watch shit like that.
Like, it's not something that should be done to kids at all. Period. You know? But it's like, what gets into your fucking mind for to do that, you know?
Dude, you remember seeing 3 Guys 1 Hammer?
Yeah.
Do you remember? Dude, 2007 was a weird
I
ass
showed
place.
you that video, remember?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I showed it to you in my ex's tablet.
I watched that
Or
video
iPad.
I watched that video for the first time in my friend's house that lived actually a couple blocks, like one block away from me.
Really?
And yeah, when you used to live in the same street as me.
I swear I thought I showed you the video.
You showed it to me, but I think I watched it before at his house.
Oh.
And dude, we watched some other like shit like that at his house. Fucking weird time, man.
It's some crazy. See, like, but those are adults, you know? I'm not saying I condone the fact that they're getting killed. You know, not at all. I find it like,
no, those creeps killed underage kids too.
No, I know. They even killed a pregnant lady and fucking ripped the baby out of her. But I find it easier to watch. It sounds kind of fucking cold for me to say this, but I find it easier to watch grown men killing each other, you know? Those type of snuff films. I could watch that all day. But whenever you see something like that, where even if it's like an accident, let's say it's a car accident or whatever, like one of those freak accidents. Like there was a video a while back I saw. That one's actually still up. It's still popular. About some kid in China who sticks an umbrella through the doors to prevent it from fully closing the elevator, to prevent from fully closing. Mind you, the umbrella was about this thick, like not even half an inch. For some fucking reason, it causes that shit to free fall. The kid's by himself in the elevator and that shit free falls and goes kaput. I don't know how high the elevator was at the time, you know? And it was an accident. It's like if somebody murdered the kid. It was just the kid that made an honest mistake, innocent mistake, where he goes, oh, let me see if it'll open. Because, you know, in movies or whatever, you put your hand in the way and it'll open. The elevator wouldn't fully close if you put your hand in the way, right? So he probably thought, oh, if I put the umbrella, it probably won't fully close because it doesn't see it. Well, I guess it wasn't thick enough, and that shit went free fall, bro. Like, you just see that shit just take off, fucking crash, and everything goes black on the camera. It said the kid didn't make it, but even that, it's hard to watch, because it involves a kid, you know? Like, Three Guys and a Hammer, bro. I could watch that shit with some popcorn and a fucking nice cup of soda pop on the side, you know? But when it comes to kids, bro, like, even if it's accidents, bro, I can't. It just, it doesn't sit well with me.
Yeah.
It gives me, I don't know.
Well, the way you see it about kids is the way I see it just about any of them. I don't care if it's a grown man or a grown woman. I don't really care. Like, I feel like it's just degeneracy to do that to another person.
No.
I feel like you stop being a human when you treat people like that.
I agree with you.
So, no, but I'm just saying, because you say you could watch it with popcorn.
No, yeah, like, I could watch it. I could watch. Doesn't mean I don't think it's wrong. Like, I think it's wrong, but I could watch it, you know? Because you see that primitive sort of sense of what humans are, you know? Primitively, bro, we're fucking murderers.
That's true.
You know? Deep down, bro, when it came to mating, hunting, you know, we'd fucking kill the bastard that was after our women or after our food, you know? And that's what I kind of see. Like, I see it in that primitive sort of sense, where it's just like, dude, these guys are going back to their basic instincts, where they're just killing, not even for survival, it's just for sheer pleasure, which I'm assuming that was the case probably back then in caveman era, where some dudes will just be like, hey, I just want to prove I'm stronger than you. I just want to prove I'm bigger than you.
Yeah, like evolutionary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a trip. Like, some of those videos are crazy. Like, fucking one guy in an ice pick, the one they made that one Netflix movie or series off of.
I don't know about it.
The Don't Fuck with Cats?
That's what they made, one man in an ice pick?
Yeah. You don't remember the video? I think I showed you that one too.
No, I don't remember the video, but I remember seeing part of that Netflix show or
okay. Well, the original video, it's crazy. The dude's alive. He's tied up, naked on a bed, and the dude comes up to him. He's wearing a hood. He comes up to him, and he's just like rubbing on him and shit. The guy's just blindfolded, and then he ends up stabbing him with an ice pick. Start stabbing him. Then he ends up mutilating him, where it's just the torso. So arms are missing, legs are missing, head's missing, and he proceeds to have sex with the corpse. So he's having sex with the corpse. Then he ends up cutting a piece of the dude's butt cheek and eats it. And he makes his dog or the dog. I don't know what dog. I don't know if it was his dog or the dude he killed. He makes the dog eat a piece of the ass cheek too. Like, I was just like, holy shit, this took a weird ass turn.
Wasn't there like a German serial killer that made I think a German serial killer made like an agreement with a dude that he was going to eat him?
He wasn't a serial killer, no.
Just a German guy?
No, just a dude that...
Where was he from though?
I think it was Germany.
Oh, okay.
It was in Europe, but I think it might have been in Germany. But yeah, what they did is he paid somebody...
To eat him, no?
To eat him. So the dude actually said, I'll pay you to eat my penis. And he chopped his dick off. They ate it. And the dude ended up just bleeding out. He died.
Dude, I heard some scientist recently got arrested because he planned his own murder.
What the fuck? plan your own murder?
I don't ask him, dude. But I heard this guy got arrested for planning his own murder.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, some people trip you out where you're just like, what the fuck is going on?
First thing I thought I was like, probably they're after like an insurance claim.
Most likely.
Yeah, like, dude, I got a big insurance claim. Just kill me.
Yeah, or it's just like that one dude one time, I think it was in Texas or Arizona, he faked a kidnapping, bro, so he could go out with his homies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like this fool legit planned the kidnapping where dudes came in a van, dude, fucked him up in front of his girlfriend and took him, fool.
Damn.
Little does he know that the girlfriend was obviously gonna fucking report it.
Right.
So she reported it. The dude comes back out of nowhere for like 2 days later, talking about like, oh no, I was just trying to party. So they arrested him for that, for basically like faking a kidnapping. I guess that's a crime. I didn't know it was a crime.
Oh shit.
So they basically arrested him for that shit. He went to jail.
Dude, that's funny.
It's a trip. It's a fucking trip when people do that shit.
He was just trying to party, man.
He was just trying to party hard. But some motherfuckers do that shit. Some fools go to certain extremes when it comes to not trying to do something or getting away with it. Like the Watts family. You heard of the Watts family, right?
No.
That dude that ended up murdering his pregnant wife and his 2 daughters in Colorado. You don't remember about that dude? Okay, so the guy basically... What I mean is, this fool couldn't have the balls to tell his wife, like, hey, I'm actually with somebody else. I don't want to be with you anymore. We need to split up. Instead, he thought it easier to kill his wife with their unborn kid and kill his family and just hope that it blows over. This dude proceeded to get rid of the bodies. I think it was at a construction site, and he ended up putting them in a like a 50-gallon barrel, putting the body of his wife and the body of his kids in them, and he just left it at a job site. Like, I think he buried it in there, and he just reported him. He didn't even report him missing. The people that did a wellness check was the wife's best friend, saying like, yeah, I haven't heard from her. Like, she told me she was gonna hit me back up after she finished talking to her husband because they wanted to work things out or whatever, and I haven't heard back from her. So they did a wellness check, and he goes like, nah, I haven't seen her. You know, she ended up leaving like a day or 2 ago, and I haven't seen her. She said she might have gone with her parents, or her parents lived in another state. So at first they were believing them, but then they were like, nah, something's not right. Something's not right. So they ended up further investigating, and they found out the phone records of her texting her best friend, like going like, oh, this was talking to somebody else. I saw the messages. He doesn't even look at me the same anymore. He doesn't even want to touch me. He looks like he's disgusted by me. So right then and there, the cops were like, something's up. Something's fishy. The fact that homegirl knows or suspects that this was cheating, and the fact that their relationship has been going sour for quite a while, because from the looks of the text messages, it looked like it was going on for a while, where this fool was not like, just basically like, I don't even want to touch you, let alone look at you naked or whatever, you know. That's what it would come off as, like, through her messages. So they end up getting a warrant. I think they got a warrant to look through his phone, and yeah, sure enough, he had another hyena. He had another girl on the side. And then they interview the girl, and then they end up finding out the girl was even Googling shit like, how to I think it was her or the dude, like how to dispose of a body and shit like that. Crazy ass shit. To where eventually, bro, they're still going like, dude, something is like this. Something happened. Like, you're really gonna tell us that this fool left, that this girl just decided to leave and decided to not come back or whatever? Like, no, something happened. Like, something definitely happened. Eventually, they get a confession out of him, and he goes, "No, yeah, you know what? I killed him." And they're like, "Why'd you kill her?" And he's like, "Because that was the only way I'd be able to get away from her." That's what they said. Like, and they're like, "So why'd you kill the kids?" He says he killed the kids because out of an accident. Like, he didn't mean to. That supposedly, I guess, one of the kids was, about to scream or something, and he just put his hand over her mouth, like, "Shut up, like, don't say anything." But he ended up holding on for too long, and she ended up suffocating. Allegedly. I don't know how you never heard about this case. This was like a huge thing going on.
Never heard about it.
Yeah, but basically this fool did it so he could just get away from her. Where it's like, really, fool? You couldn't just grow the nuts to say, I just don't want to be with you anymore. I can't be in a relationship with you anymore. This is just done. I'm not cool with this. I'm not happy. This relationship needs to end. I found somebody else. Like, what?
Yeah, it's fucking weird that those are the only two options
Right.
his dumbass thought he had.
It's just like, dude, I either stay here, bro, and work with what I got, or I kill her. Fuck it.
He's saying that at the bar.
Yeah, like, so, I'm gonna kill this bitch. And probably like his homies are like, yeah, bro, I'd kill that bitch too. But no, not knowing he's actually serious about killing her, you know?
He probably thought they were like, he was exaggerating or speaking in fucking metaphors or something.
Everybody does that, bro. Like, bro, I'm pretty sure, I'm not saying you do it, but I'm pretty sure there's probably a time where you think about somebody. It doesn't have to be your spouse per se, where you're like, bro, sometimes I wish I could kill this motherfucker right now. Or, man, bro, you'd be better off dead right now. Doesn't mean you mean it. Doesn't mean you want the person to die. It's just a metaphor, like, bro, that's how I'm annoyed at you right now. Or that's how bad I don't want to see you right now. You know, it just doesn't mean like, hey, fool, hey, Jay wants this fool fucking dead. I heard him say it.
Yeah. No, I get it. But never heard of that case till now.
I can't believe you never heard of it. This was like super popularized. Dude, they even have like ghost videos based off this case. Like a fuck ton. Like there's one dude where they actually see like a little silhouette when the cops entered the home, because the cops were called saying that their alarm sounded off. And yeah, they enter the home when the alarm is sounding off in the house, like somebody broke in. So they're looking, they don't find anybody, bro. And then they go upstairs to the second floor, and where the cop is at the second floor, you could see like a little kid run like away from him. And you're like, holy shit. And then in another video where they're doing like a sweep of the house to find for evidence, where they have like dogs and shit like that. They go to the little kids' rooms, and they go to their closet where they have all their toys and shit, and they're like, oh, let's look here. Dude, they weren't touching anything. They were barely entering the closet, and you hear a little kid giggle in the fucking video. Like, you hear it giggle. The camera catches it, but the ladies hear it. But at first, the old lady doesn't like. She just goes, you want to check back there? And she's like, it sounded like a little kid giggled. And she goes, oh my God, yes, it did. Like, they all heard it, and the camera catches it. The body cam footage catches like a little girl laugh. I don't know how the fuck you never heard about this.
Nah. And I'm not really into those ghost videos, man. I think a lot of that is just entertainment.
Maybe. But you can't say fucking body cam footage is entertainment. It came out in the body cam footage. It's evidence. It's not like if these guys said, hey, bro, look, Your Honor, here's proof the little girl is dead because we found her ghost voice. No, it's just, hey, we ended up finding a fucking laugh, which our two deputies over here, two officers, heard for themselves too. So we could. I'm not saying it's solid proof of a ghost,
right?
But they could at least back up the claim, like, hey, we heard this shit with our ears, and the body cam caught the sound of the little girl laughing.
Yeah, man.
I'm not saying that's solid proof of a ghost.
I'm not saying you're saying that's solid proof,
but I'm saying that video was also popularized because of the fact that it was attached to the Watts case. Yeah, you've never heard of the Watts case.
I fucking never heard of this, bro.
Bro, I'm pretty sure if I showed you the dude, the picture of the dude, you'd be like, oh, okay, now I know who the fuck you're talking about. Especially from the fact that it was done in fucking Colorado. That's like your home away from home.
Dude, Colorado.
Look.
Nah, I've never seen these people in my life.
That dude, no?
Never seen that guy in my life.
Really?
Never.
You're telling me this motherfucker doesn't know?
Nah. Never. I've never seen him.
Really?
Never. Don't recognize him.
Bro.
Never seen his face. Nope.
I think you've been living under a fucking rock, dude.
Yeah, me too.
Because I don't know how the fuck you don't know about these people. God fucking damn it.
Dude, but speaking of this insane case, what do you know about that girl Gabby? The one that has been like national news.
Okay, so from what I've done my research on when it comes to her name is Gabby Petito. I think she's from Florida or she lives in Florida. I'm not too sure. One of the two. So I guess she's an influencer or a YouTuber who basically started a channel when she went on a van trip, like the van life type of thing, like a van life vlog.
Yeah, that she wanted to get into that kind of stuff, like travel vlogging and stuff like that.
Which is super cool, bro. I think that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to do that. But so to my knowledge, recently it turned out that she hasn't been back home yet her boyfriend's been home. And the family's been trying to contact the boyfriend, and they haven't been able to get in contact with him because for some reason he lawyered up. Which, okay, well, let me first give more details of the case. So, they've been trying to reach the guy, like, been like, hey, we want answers, you know, where's our little girl at? We haven't been able to find her. We haven't heard from anything from her. We know you were the last one with her. Like, what's going on? And he hasn't really said much. He hasn't even made a public statement or any of that. But one thing that did show up is in Utah, the police ended up sharing a body cam footage of when he pulled them over. So I guess the deputy ended up pulling them over in Utah because the dude was driving erratically. So when he pulls them over, he sees the girl Gabby crying. And she's like, what's wrong? What's going on? She goes, nothing. It's just I've been. And he goes, are you intoxicated? She goes, no, like it's not his fault. It's my fault. And he goes, what do you mean? And he goes, yeah, I was, slapping him or whatever. He goes, you're slapping him while he's driving? And she goes, it's because, we just got in a fight. And, we just got in an argument. And, it really got me mad or whatever. So she's like, I need you to step out of the car. So the cop gets the girl out of the car. She's crying. And he goes, look, it's okay. You're not under arrest. But I need to investigate it because, that is almost a domestic dispute. Like, what's going on? And she's like, we're just tired. We've been traveling a lot. And, I'm just getting frustrated right now. And he's like, look, what you did was unsafe. He's like, I don't want you guys to spend the night together. He goes, I want to make sure I let you go. He goes, I'll give you a ride if I need to. So you go to a hotel room, whatever, so you guys spend the night apart. I think that's what you guys need. Spend the night apart, and then we'll go from there. And then you could be on your way. So it does raise eyebrows. Where it's just like, it came out of her mouth that she was slapping her boyfriend when she was driving. So we know out the top, things weren't sweet and peachy as it showed on their videos. It seems like they were probably having some... I'm assuming those are some serious problems, bro, if you're getting slapped up by your girl.
While you're driving.
While you're fucking driving. I'm assuming, hey, y'all got some serious issues coming up right now. And nobody knows yet as to what's happening. So, at first, there was speculation that she went missing after that video. So they were assuming that after Utah, she disappeared in Utah. So they did a search party in Utah talking about, hey, she's probably missing here. We gotta look. They did a big old search party looking for her, and they couldn't find her. So they never found anything. So they assumed either he hit her really well in Utah, or she's not dead in Utah, or she's not in Utah, she's somewhere else. So once that word got out, once that video got out, the dad came out and made a statement saying like, hey, it shows there was issues going on between you and my daughter. Like, I just want answers, I just want my girl home. Like, I want to know what's going on. If you know where she went, if you know she's okay, or if you know anything, just let us know. Which he's entitled to that, he's entitled to that information because that's his kid. I think any normal parent would do the same. But it got to the point where this fool was kept asking and asking and asking to where the dude ended up lawyering up. The lawyer ended up making a statement, which I'm playing devil's advocate here. Getting a lawyer does make you look guilty. Not gonna lie. But at the same time, look at the countless amount of people that have tried to cooperate and help authorities and help people like find answers, and then they end up getting fucked over.
Right.
So I'm kind of playing devil's advocate here, where it's just like, it could be a sign of guilt, but at the same time, I've watched enough First 48 and Cold Case Files to know that when fools want to cooperate and help people out, and making a murderer, you end up getting boned by the long dick of the law. So I kind of understand why he got a lawyer and why he's not saying anything. But now they found a body.
Yeah, and also like you do look guilty, but looking guilty, what's that gonna improve?
Yeah.
Like how you can look as guilty as someone wants you to look. Hey, that guy looks guilty. Why did he get a lawyer? Why? Or what's up? Why would you get a lawyer? Huh? What do you have to hide? It's fine, because as much speculation, as much eyebrows as you want to raise, as much questioning as you want to do, you have to prove that guy did it.
Without a reasonable doubt.
You know? So if this guy is innocent, he's thinking to himself, hey, they could think whatever they want. I'm the smart one. I'm the smart one. Then got a lawyer. So all these people raising their eyebrows, hey, but it does look weird that he wasn't, as far as I know, he wasn't really involved in the search. He wasn't.
Not at all.
He didn't show any kind of worry.
No search parties. He hasn't even talked to the authorities.
The one thing he did was lawyer up.
Yeah.
So, but I know I'm not the only one that does look like, dude, I'm raising one eyebrow because he lawyered up, and the other one because he wasn't involved, didn't show any worry.
Yeah.
And he's probably wondering, hey, bro, if you had 3 eyebrows, raise them all. Because
I don't give a fuck.
Because you have to prove it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, and now a new update has come out that a body was found in Wyoming that matches description of Gabby Petito.
And I saw on Twitter that it was a content creator, like a young person that was out there fucking in the wilderness or whatever, and then she stumbled across the body.
Really?
That she gave that fucking that lead to the, I don't know if it was the FBI that was involved on the search.
So why the fuck are they bullshitting then?
What are they saying?
Okay, so right here it says the missing Florida woman whose case captivated the nation has apparently been found dead near Grand Teton National Park, the FBI announced Sunday. But there's still no sign of her fiancé, Brian Laundrie, who returned to Florida without her. So the guy's missing right now.
Yeah, but how's that bullshit?
Because it says another, right here on the subtext, it says by a statement from FBI, it says the FBI provides an update after a body matching the description of Gabby Petito was found in Grand Teton National Park while searching for the missing woman on Sunday. So the FBI is taking credit for saying that, they did a search party in Wyoming at a search site and they found her. So I don't know if that's true or if that's bullshit.
It could be that it's true, but you have to look into it because it could be that they did have a search party in Wyoming. Is a state. It's fucking,
exactly.
It's big. But it could be they're obviously not gonna let the fucking person that found her body.
Not gonna let this bitch take the credit, bro.
What is she gonna do? She's gonna come
Logan Paul us.
She's gonna make an announcement herself. Fuck that. You know, she's
gonna put it like Logan Paul did, bro. She's gonna be like, hey guys, we found a dead body.
Right. Yeah.
Hey, bro, that was Gabby Petito. Oh shit.
Yeah, but I think
make an apology video.
Yeah, she just gave the lead to the FBI, and they're obviously gonna come and take the credit. You know.
Yeah. Possibly.
Pay her $5 and that's it.
So it says, while they have yet to make an official identification, so they believe based off the description it's her, but they haven't made an official identification of her. So they haven't officially said, hey, it's confirmed this is her. It says the FBI said the human remains were consistent with the description of Gabrielle Petito. Full forensic identification has not been completed to confirm 100% that we found Gabby, but her family has been notified of this discovery, Agent Charles Jones explained. No cause of death was immediately apparent, Jones noted. I would like to extend sincere and heartfelt condolences to Gabby's family. He added, our thoughts and prayers are with them. And then it says, Petito 22 was reported missing over a week ago after Laundrie returned to their Northport home along with the van the couple had been traveling in. The 23-year-old was named a person of interest in this case, but he himself later went missing and has not been seen since. Multiple law enforcement agencies spent the weekend combining the swampy Carlton Preserve in Venice. Laundrie's parents picked up his car there on Tuesday, then reported him missing late Friday. Search teams did not find anything of a note in the 2,500-acre preserve before wrapping for the day Sunday evening. And then it says, meanwhile, the search for Gabby was underway out of West, not far from where the traveling couple had been last seen together. The FBI on Sunday said law enforcement agencies were searching the Spread Creek dispersed camping area located in the Bridger-Teton National Forest on the east boundary of Grand Teton National Park. So it looks like they departed. Okay, so the timeline of their case, from what I'm seeing, it says they departed from New York in June of last year, right? That's what it looks like. Oh no, June of this year. Today's June, right?
Today's not fucking
I'm fucking
June.
tripping, bro.
What the hell's wrong with you? Today's fucking September.
I know, I'm fucking out. Shit. Okay, so June. They end up going through Kansas, Colorado Springs, Colorado. They go to Zion National Park, and then in Moab, Utah, is where on August 12th is where they have the domestic altercation where the body cam footage comes out, where the cop is saying like, "Hey, what's going on?" She goes, "Oh, I was hitting him while he was driving or whatever. That's why he was driving erratic." So already there raised a red flag, meaning shit wasn't cheeky. Shit was off, you know, between them, or it was on a rock heap. So then on August 25th, which is 13 days later, she made her last call. I guess she made her last call. I don't know what the fuck that means. But on August 27th, Gabby tells friends she was heading to Yellowstone. And then on August 30th, a suspicious text comes from Gabby's phone. To who it gets to, I have no idea. But by September 1st, Laundrie was already in fucking Florida. Dude, so this fool, it took him less than 24 hours to drive from fucking Yellowstone to Florida. Or he probably ended up, I don't know, yeah, probably like what? It took him like what, 3 days? 3 days to drive to fucking Florida. This was hauling ass probably. He said, "I'm only stopping for gas."
And that's it.
He said, "That's it. I'm only stopping for gas and I'm paying cash."
The guy's insane, man.
Damn, bro. That is crazy. So I guess an autopsy has already been scheduled for Tuesday, according to the Teton County Coroner's Office. So I guess they're gonna find out if what her cause of death is, and they're also gonna find out if it's really her. So only time will tell. Dude, this will be a massive bummer if it's not her.
Yeah, it would be.
Where it's just like, you're telling me another girl got killed? And it's not even the girl we were looking for. We ended up finding somebody else that's not even her. That'll be fucking horrible.
I think, you know what's worse than all this, though?
What?
The fact that you said it was June.
That's when it started. I said June of last year. That's where I fucked up. But it started June of this year. Dude, I thought we were still in August, bro. Turns out we're in September. I'm fucking way out. It's... I
They
don't
should
know,
throw
bro.
your ass in jail for that.
For getting all the fucking facts wrong.
The fucking SWAT team should come in.
But we're about to get swatted up in this bitch, huh?
Gentlemen, we got him.
Busting through the windows and shoot my dog like, "Hey, what the fuck?" She was asleep. Fucking douchebag.
And then that video, like, ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
We make a vlog out of it, bro.
For real.
You're going like, bro, this fool just got swatted.
Dude, you know what I was watching?
What?
On my way to the Bay Area, when I was driving, I had
You were watching?
No, I wasn't watching, but I had the phone connected to the aux so I could hear.
Okay, I was about to say, dude, what the
No,
fuck?
I wasn't driving watching, but I fucking so because like I'll
You're
save
hearing it, you're
videos.
hearing it.
I'll save videos for my watch later. So let's say even if I'm driving, I at least get the audio of it, you know. But it was Jake Tran, and he made this very interesting
Who's
video.
Jake Tran?
He's like a YouTuber. He makes cool videos. Shout out to Jake Tran, funny guy. Oh, but it's fucking hilarious because this guy makes videos about things that people warn him about. Like, dude, I'm telling you now, Jake Tran didn't kill himself.
What?
So that's what the comment section is full of. Like he made a video about McAfee.
John McAfee,
yeah. Like he titled it "John McAfee didn't kill himself" and all that. It's real in depth about like his life story, his come up, his fucking beef with the federal government, and then his death, right?
Yeah.
And then someone in the comment was like, the guy's name, keep in mind the YouTuber's name is Jake Tran. Someone commented, "I'm saying it now, Jake Tran did not uninstall himself." And then some videos, someone will go like, "Oh, dude, this is such good content. Well, Jake, I'm gonna miss you, man, because they're gonna take you out for this."
They're gonna take you
Or like
out
someone will be like, "Dude, he's talking about the Clintons. I'm saying it now. Jake Tran did not suicide himself.
Did not suicide. He didn't go out on Epstein, bro.
Yeah. So it's just
It's almost like Zach TV. What happened to Zach TV when he was investigating the Kanika case?
right.
It's like this one ended up dying not that long after, and people say, I mean, people are saying that he got smoked by some other dude that was beefing it with him, I guess, and others saying like, nah, he got killed because he was looking too deep in it. Who knows? Who knows what it might have found?
Who knows?
Because aside from the fact that he was investigating it, he did have a deep reach, in Chicago, because he had a good following. You're telling me people that don't like the fact that he's investigating this case would want to give him some answers? I'm pretty sure. You know? And he probably went too deep and they said, hey, nah, this was getting out there with this shit. This fool has to go out. So I see it as a possibility.
It could be, man. It could be that a lot of people were involved in that, you know, in that hotel or whatever. People didn't want to get dirt on their name.
Yep.
People definitely didn't want to lose out on money sometimes.
Or like that other kid. What was the kid? Kendrick Johnson, right? The kid that ended up getting found like wrapped up in a carpet or something in back of a bleacher.
Right.
And then it turns out that I guess one of the kids that was involved was like related to the law enforcement that was investigating the case.
Like his dad was like a like an FBI agent or something.
Either FBI or he was a part of the police department, the one that was getting involved. And then they end up finding fucking newspaper stuffed in his fucking organs where the organs were supposed to be.
Right.
I think he was missing like a liver and a kidney or some shit.
It's dark,
like
man.
a piece of his intestine. Like,
it makes you want to fucking hold your, you know, so your fucking
stomach, like,
your organs don't get
don't slip out, bro. But see, just for the record, Jay and I don't want to kill ourselves.
Oh yeah, for the record, dude, I definitely don't plan on uninstalling myself.
We are not going to uninstall ourselves. We are not going to go all at Epstein. We don't want to get suicided.
By accident.
By accident, okay?
So if you guys see me with 5 gunshots to the back of my fucking head and a gun, a pistol conveniently placed in my fucking hand and a note on my other hand that says, I definitely did this to myself.
And with your fucking shoulder popped out of its socket so you could actually make sure you put the gun directly in the back of your head.
And with bruises all over my fucking body and a broken neck, I definitely didn't do that to myself.
Yes. And if you find me, bro, with a rope around my neck and my tongue cut out, hanging off my shower head, I definitely did not want to hang myself. At all. At all. And if you guys found my neck snapped in 4 different places, which shouldn't happen if you're getting hung from your shower head, I did not do that. That was not me.
And if you guys find me with the fucking ball gag in my mouth, my fucking legs and hands tied up, buried alive, and they try to convince you that I somehow buried myself alive,
or because it was a kink or something,
with the fucking ball gag in my mouth.
Keep in mind, I gagged.
I definitely did not do that to myself.
I definitely did not pack the dirt on myself.
Although they'll have you try and believe that.
Yes, I agree.
Or if you find me with the fucking 200-pound chain and cement at the bottom of the fucking ocean, I definitely didn't do that to myself.
If you find me out there in the middle of nowhere saying that I had a gun accident and that the gun discharged while I was cleaning it, I definitely did not do that. I definitely didn't shoot myself in the face with my gun while I was cleaning it. I definitely do not clean my guns while I'm out in the range. So if they try telling you, oh, he misused his guns and had an accident, that wasn't me. I didn't fucking shoot myself in the face.
Exactly.
Just for the record, we want to make sure you guys know this.
Just fucking disclaimer.
Just a massive disclaimer, you guys. Make sure you guys know this. But one thing I want to ask you about.
Oh no, wait. If you guys find me in a big fucking car wreck and the fucking the brakes on my car are mysteriously cut off, I don't know how the fuck that's called.
The brake line.
Yeah, the brake line of my car is cut off, and they try to convince you that I did that to my own car for a thrill. I definitely would not do that. Just fucking FYI.
FYI. I'm sorry, just looking hilarious. I did not cut off my own brake lines for the thrill.
And if they tell you that I wound up in the fucking Phoenix desert with vultures eating my fucking body because I went bird watching,
how do you fucking do it?
I don't go bird watching.
Bro, if they find my fucking body out in the ocean, swollen up 3 times to what I already am, because I wanted to go because I wanted to go snorkeling, that wasn't fucking me. I don't even know how to fucking swim. So that wasn't fucking me. They threw me in that bitch.
Dude, if you guys
For
find
educational purposes only.
for education purposes only,
You just gotta make sure you know.
if you guys find me conveniently stuffed to the back of a van, burned alive, and they try to tell you, that I did that to myself because I'm into that kind of stuff, just burning myself, I'm fucking not into that. All right,
Not at all.
so
Definitely not. Definitely not. We just gotta make sure we let the guys know out there. Hey, people watching us. We just gotta make sure you guys know this.
don't fall for the lies and the psyops.
Don't fall for the lies of the psyops or any of that bullshit. But since we're still in the topic of covering shit up, I want your honest opinion on something. What are your thoughts when it comes to snitching?
My thoughts when it comes to snitching, dude. I'm gonna be honest. Automatically, this makes me think of no one other than Tekashi 6ix9ine. Right away, it makes me think of him, and how when he came out and he was ranting about all the shit that those people did to him, like supposedly his friends, his gang, quote unquote, like the people that always said that they'd have his back. Meanwhile, they were fucking robbing him of money,
fucking his baby mom,
just smashing on his baby mom,
training her ass,
just fucking
three-weighing her,
slamming her head to the couch,
making her bite the pillow,
throwing her head into a pillow,
fucking stuffing it in rice,
turning off the lights, and just fucking going to town on her.
Straight up fucking mandingo in her ass.
I just like all that disloyalty on their part.
Yeah,
I'm just like, and you think that I'm gonna feel bad that I talked to the feds? Where the fuck is the loyalty on your part?
that's very true.
Like, how am I supposed to not talk to them? But look at all this dirty ass shit that you guys did to me, while quote unquote being my friends, my homies, my ride or dies, and all this other bullshit that you guys lied to me about.
Yeah, well, you guys basically fucked me over all the time. I remember he had a talk with I think he came out on Logan Paul's podcast, where he goes, look, you want to speak big about it. He goes, but you've never been in that. Like, he was telling, because I think one of the guys, I think his name is Mike, was trying to be like, oh no, bro, I've done my shit with whatever with people, and he goes, yeah, bro, but you've never been in my position. He goes, when have you been busted and facing 40 years? He goes, and not just that. He goes, when is it that your co-defendants fucked you over before you even got busted? And fuck that. He goes, nah, fuck that. He goes, there's no loyalty. He goes, where was loyalty there?
Yeah, they threatened to kill him. They threatened to hurt his family.
They beat him up.
They
robbed him and fucked him up. And they made video with his fucking chains and shit.
Yep.
You know?
Kidnapped him and, yeah, like you said, beat him with guns and shit.
Like, it's another thing have you ever heard of the YouTube channel called Fresh Out?
No.
Okay. It's some dude named Big Herc. Big old black dude. Who, according to him, his message with his YouTube channel is to bring light into what prison life is like, and even life after prison, what it's like so kids could learn and hopefully refrain from straying to that path. Right? He had on some dude named Matt Cox. I fucking love that dude. Shout out to Matt Cox. Inside True Crime with Matt Cox. Sick ass channel. But this dude got busted for mortgage fraud.
Oh shit.
Yeah, this fool made millions, like millions. He ended up getting like over 20 something years for that shit. Because he made, I forgot what it was, but basically he made all kinds of fake identities. And then he would buy a house. With each identity, he would make sure their credit score was like at 800, to where he hardly had a drop. Some of them were 100% financed because of his credit score. So he would get a house, right, off of, let's say, Jake Green's credit. Then on that same house he just bought, he'd put in like 4 other loans on it from different banks that weren't owning this original loan already, and then he'd just pull all the money out, let that fucking house go to foreclosure and dip. Who are they looking for? They're looking for a person that doesn't exist.
Right.
You know? And the way he would get his socials is he would make surveys to homeless people. They go home, hey, I got a survey, I'll give you $20. And then, all right, I need your name and your social and shit like that. Just like that. He'll get the name and the social. He'll use that social to create a new identity because the social's legit. So he'll just run the social. Okay, let me see this. Whoever, no, he never took out anything. Okay, he'll get secured credit cards. He said, I'll get like 2-3 secured credit cards. He goes for like $400 each. Drop in $40 on each of them. Make the minimum payment. And he goes, and after that, boom, I got 800 credit score. He goes, that's the best way to do it. He goes, you guys want to improve your credit score? He goes, fuck getting credit cards. Get yourself a secured credit card. Put in the bare minimum, the 30%, $40, $50 or whatever, and just pay the bare minimum and you're straight. He goes, that's all you need. He goes, you don't need to get Walmart, you don't need to get all those other credit cards. He goes, nah, just get that. He goes, because that's how I did it. So he would do that. I think he bought like over 250 houses that he fucked over. I think 100 or 250 houses that he ended up fucking over. But anyways, he talks about, he comes out on that dude Big Herc's show. And this guy Big Herc has always talked about how, he doesn't want to be involved with snitches on his show or on his whatever. So this guy Matt Cox tells him like, hey, you read my story or whatever, right? He goes, yeah, I read your story before. He goes, yeah. He goes, so you know everything? He goes, yeah. He goes, all right, cool. So they're talking, and he talks about how he got years knocked off his sentence by snitching on somebody. So I guess the way it works in federal prison is if you could basically fuck somebody over that's in there. Let's say me and you were busted, and I find out that you say, hey, it turns out all the money that the Fed said they took from me, they didn't even take half of it. I got a fuck ton more out here. Then if I go to fucking the FBI and tell him, hey, this fool just told me this shit, he has it over here. I got the information, but I want time knocked off for a significant amount of money. So that's basically what he did. He made a deal with the feds. They ended up finding out that this fool had like over 100K stashed, and they ended up knocking off like 7 years off his sentence. Like, I think he did that shit like twice. So where eventually he got out like in 10 years, I think, instead of doing like the 28 or the 24.
Damn.
So he's talking about it, right? And this fool Big Herc, when he finds out he's a snitch, like he's looking at him like, what the fuck? So Matt Cox talks about it in his own show, in his own podcast, and he goes, that's when I realized he didn't read my story. He goes, he never knew that I cooperated with the government into getting time knocked off my sentence. So they're going after each other, right? And Big Herc is like, he's a big ass dude. Matt Cox is 5 foot nothing. He's like 5'6" compared to this. He's like twice his fucking size. But this was trying to get on him like about it. He goes, nah. He goes, there's gotta be there's a level of loyalty between that. He goes, that you're not supposed to do or whatever. And he goes, yeah, but we're all criminals. He goes, in the end, you're looking out for yourself. He goes, you got busted for bank robbery, right? He goes, yeah. He goes, and I held it down. And he goes, no. He goes, your co-defendants beat you to the punch. They cooperated first, right? And he's like, yeah, they cooperated against me. He goes, but I held it down. He goes, I didn't say anything. And he goes, nah. Like, he's going like, no, like in all honesty, he goes, I think if they wouldn't have beat you to the punch, you would have cooperated. He goes, nah, I wouldn't have done it. But then, like, separately, he goes, I didn't want to poke the bear. He goes, I didn't want to go too far because you probably would have fucked me up.
Yeah.
But this guy tries to make that argument, like, you're not ever supposed to snitch. You're never supposed to cooperate. So Matt Cox makes that argument, that counter argument, where he says, dude, for a channel that wants to talk about teaching life in prison to kids and showing them what not to do, you think it's right to tell the kids not to cooperate with law enforcement? Which he's at a point. It's actually not a bad point.
That guy's, yeah, I remember seeing some of that guy. I forgot what podcast I saw him on.
Probably Patrick Bet David.
Probably.
He came
and
out.
I was like, dude, this guy's fucking brilliant. Like,
he's a really smart guy.
He's an
author too.
Criminal.
Yeah, he's a criminal,
but he's smart.
Yeah, and that's what he was trying to say. Like, he goes, yeah, regardless of all the money I had, he goes, I had millions, I had cars. He goes, but I was never comfortable. He goes, I had to be with fake identities all the fucking time. He goes, just so I don't get caught. He goes, I was always sick to my stomach because every time I saw a cop car, I'd be like, damn, I'm gonna get caught, you know? And he goes, believe me, when I got busted, he goes, I tried cooperating. He goes, but everybody had already cooperated before me because they caught everybody else first. So all the people that were involved with him got caught first. They all got busted first. He was still on the run for like 3 years.
Damn.
So by that time, everybody cooperated. I'm like, hey, yeah, it's this fool. He's the one. That's why he's on the run. So when he got busted, he tried cooperating. They're like, nah, we got everything against you. He's like, fuck. He's like, shit.
Tough fucking break.
Yeah. So that's why I ask, like, what are your views? Like, do you think it's something that shouldn't be done, or do you think it's something like it's more like a case by case basis?
I think that guy nailed it. Whatever his name is, the mortgage fucking frauder, Matt Cox, when he says we're criminals and we're looking out for ourselves.
Yeah,
and that's fucking brilliant because, like, he showed the bigger dude. Your other co-defendants, they spoke out, but who knows what you would have said had they given you the opportunity first.
It's true.
You have no choice, so you're over here like, nah, dude, I'm honorable and all that. But it's easy to say that when you have no choice.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
imagine you had the choice. Who knows? You got fucking two feds sitting in front of you saying, hey, man, I don't want to say nothing, but, you know, cough, cough.
Yeah. Bark, bark.
So what's it going to be? Meow.
You know?
You know, so.
Chirp, chirp. Like, think about it, bro. Moo, moo.
But Matt Cox, yeah, I think he nailed it. And for me, my personal opinion is I can't look down upon it because it's like you guys are already committing crimes. I don't know how you guys think that. Hey, we're criminals, but there's
honorable criminals.
There's ethics there.
We're Robin Hood, bro.
What ethics is there? You're already either doing like whatever the hell you're doing, you know? What morality is there? But whatever, I'll let the criminals handle their business.
And it's true. Like, you can't say that there's a sense of morality or a sense of honor when it's like, okay, well, where's the sense of honor? Because this guy robbed a bank, bro. That supposedly he went in there guns blazing in a bank, and he goes, "Where's?" The argument is, where's the sense of honor when you went in there guns blazing, terrifying people?
Right.
You think those people look at you like, oh yeah, bro, he's a good person? They're like, fuck you, this asshole fucking pistol with me. I'm not saying he did it,
right?
But they go, or this asshole fucking pointed a gun at my face, bro, when they were trying to rob the bank.
Yeah, I thought I would die that day.
Yeah, I was terrified.
I shit my pants.
I shit my pants like 3 times. Bro, by the time I got out of that shit, bro, I had diaper rash. Like,
I shit my pants and then I folded them inside out and shit again.
Then I had to go commando, bro, and then I shit my actual pants. Like, bro, think about having diaper rash from 3 separate shits.
I think whoever came up with the whole "there's honor amongst thieves," that guy's brilliant because he's somewhere sitting at the top.
Hell yeah, bro.
Because he's like, hey guys, there's honor amongst us, and they're like, really? Yeah. And then they're like,
it's not every man for themselves.
And he goes, no, dude, we're a fucking team, bro. There's ethics here, man.
We're all thieves, bro. If you're not a thief, then okay. You're not involved in this.
Dude, I would get caught for you. You wouldn't get caught for me?
But we're not committing the same crime. But we're committing crime, bro. So you're telling me, bro, if...
No, he goes, no, oh, bro, this whole time I thought we were a brotherhood.
No, we are.
And he goes...
Okay, well, go down for this murder for me.
Exactly.
Hey, you're going to say no? You're going to say no?
Dude, wait, a murder? You did a whole murder? We didn't know about this. See, bro.
See, why the
See, this whole time, bro, I thought we were a brotherhood, bro.
Bro, I thought we were all cool and shit. Bro, did you forget? I gave you a fucking soup last week. Really? You're really going to say that? Man.
This whole time, I thought we were a fucking brotherhood, man.
Hey, guys, this was not part of the fucking brotherhood, man. This guy's not part of the brotherhood. They'll just forget about this guy.
And the other guy's like, man, what's going on? What's wrong with you? He goes, this guy won't even take a murder case for me. It goes. And the guy goes, you believe that? You want to take a fucking murder case? And the guy goes, scratching his head like, yeah.
Did you guys do it together? Fuck no. He wasn't even in the same fucking state. But still, man. We fit the description. He could easily take it, bro. I could be taking care of him right fucking now, bro. If he took it, bro. But he's not going to take it? Really? He's not going to take the dive? Man, what?
And then he goes,
some brotherhood we're in.
Some brotherhood that I just made up. And then he goes, I thought there was honor amongst thieves.
Bro, clearly you got no fucking honor. And the guy's already, his fucking manhood is already getting tarnished. And he goes, I don't know, fuck that. I do got honor. Hey,
I'll take that fucking.
Call the CO, bro. I'm going to go fucking jump on that shit right now. And there you go. You're fucked.
Yeah, but I just, for me personally, I don't blame somebody that snitched because what the fuck, bro? Like,
look, one thing I do trip out on is growing up, bro. How common was it to hear between the homies like, hey, don't ever snitch. If you're a snitch, you're a little bitch.
Hold on. Isn't it funny, though? Because a lot of people that give the opinion that you should never snitch are people that are never even involved with shit like that. They're just fucking little yellow-bellied fucking normal people that will never commit shit like that. But they talk all hard like, yeah, bro, I'm regular as fuck and I know not to ever snitch.
Yeah.
It's like, what is there for you to snitch on?
Exactly.
You're not involved with anything that would ever put you in a position to snitch.
And not just that, it's like it's quick when you see like gang members do it. Like I remember a while back, some dude that I know got I don't know what exactly it is. I hear he's got busted for murder. I'm not sure if it is though. But basically him and 2 other dudes got busted, right? They got busted, they got locked up, and I guess they found the murder weapon in one of the houses, but the dude they found the murder weapon in, like the house that the dude lives in, where they found the murder weapons, he's free. That doesn't raise suspicion?
Yep.
I mean, I don't blame him. Hey, bro, if you had nothing to do with whatever the other dude got involved for, or whatever the guy's getting accused of, if you cooperated, bro, I don't blame you. But don't go yelling, filling up your mouth with, hey, bro, yeah, we hard, we from the hood, we gangbangers, bro. Honor amongst thieves, bro. I'll smoke on a motherfucking pack for this fool. But then, right when you smoke the pack, you like, I quit smoking ages ago, bro. I don't even smoke no more, bro. So that pack ain't mine.
Right. Yeah, I mean, look, it's kind of easy to... It's pretty simple. Just don't hang out with people that are gonna eventually ask you to take the fall for like a murder.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Or anything. Like, just don't get involved in something you know it's gonna lead to something bad. Like, I used to have the mindset where it's like, if you and I are committing a crime, no matter how petty it is, let's say you and I were fucking stealing shit, and we got caught. Or I would be like, okay, we're both in the agreement that we both know what we're getting ourselves into. We're both stealing. So I would assume that we'd be like, hey, fool, we're both taking a dive for it. Fuck it, you know? Cool. Unless before we committed the crime, you start going like, hey, bro, well, if we get caught, fool, I don't know. That's when I'd be like, all right, bitch, now I know what's going to happen. You know? Now I know as soon as we get caught, the first thing I'm going to do is, officer, it was him. You know, because if I see you acting fishy, I already know. Oh, hell no, it's just gonna go south if he beats me to the punch.
Yeah, so don't do no crimes like that.
And don't be scared. Don't be affected by that whole snitches get stitches thing. Like, bro, it's a crock of shit. At the end of the day, bro, if your homie could put the finger at you, he fucking would.
Look out for yourself, and by that I mean don't do the crime and just look for high earning skills and do that.
Yeah,
and hopefully try to make a lot of money. Definitely. And stay away from like a crowd of dumb people, and just hang with people that have something to lose, that are well educated, well skilled. That's what I think. I wouldn't want to hang out with people that got nothing to lose, because it's like, dude, you guys are just what?
I don't know.
Like, you don't want.
I kicked it with those dudes, and I liked it because, dude, it was just fun. It was fun kicking it with those bums sometimes, because you'll be seeing the shit they talk about, the shit they do, and you'll be like, really, bro? What? Like, I remember, dude, they would talk about how, like, they'd be like, oh, yeah, bro, whenever we don't got dope, fool, we fucking share the smoke. We shotgun it to ourselves. I'll be like, huh? You shotgun it? They'll be like, yeah, bro, look. And they'll cut off, like, a piece of hose, fool, like this big. And they would literally connect it to each of their mouths. One dude would hit the pookie pipe, get high, and then he'd go, and the other fool would inhale his carbon dioxide and drug fume to try to get high.
Wow.
It was disgusting, but it was also very fun to watch, because I'd be like, wow, the fucking things you guys do just to catch a high is fucking amazing and fucking hilarious.
Yeah. Or you can hang with people like that. It's all good.
Yeah, it's just not like, not try to be a follower, not try to fit in. Like me, I would never try to fit in with those dudes. Like I know I had every opportunity to go get high with them, but that's something that caught my attention. Probably because I saw them, like, the shit they would do when they were high also, where I'd be like, I don't want to kick it with this dude. Fuck that. I don't want to affiliate myself with this person at all. So I feel like it might have been that too, which didn't lead me to, like, further fuck with them.
Right.
But I'm glad I got your opinion on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's one thing I really want to know, like, what your thoughts were when it came to snitching. Because I'm pretty sure a lot of people think that way, and where they're just like, I don't know if I should. Or I don't know if it's licked upon still.
Right. Yeah, I mean, fuck it.
Just look out for yourself, people. Look out for yourself.
Dude, what do you think about that fucking video I told you about where it's like a crowd of, I think, people at a community college and they're chanting for the abolishment of the Constitution?
I don't fucking know, dude. I pulled up an article. On that thing, on the topic. This one is in Fox News by Emma Colton. And this one goes as follows. Dozens of Florida students signed a petition to abolish Constitution. Dozens of students signed a petition to do away with the Constitution at the University of Florida. Said the U.S. Constitution should be abolished and even signed a petition to do away with it. It should be abolished, quote, one student told Campus Reform in a man-on-the-street style interview, which we still got to do.
We got to do it.
Jesse!
We got to do it soon.
We got to do it soon. It's time for a new constitution. The time period was rich old white men, and that's exactly what the document says, which I never fucking saw, and stands for and vouches for. Another student added when asked if the Constitution is a symbol of the patriarchy. The video was conducted ahead of Constitution Day, which is celebrated on Friday, which I don't know why we don't observe that day, and included asking the students if they would be willing to sign a petition to abolish the Constitution and replace it with a modern, inclusive one. What?
What do you think about that?
I think it's stupid. What are you going to want to remake the Constitution with, bro? You're going to make it with nothing but leftist ideology. You're not going to want to meet in the middle.
Yeah, they're not going to.
They're not going to want to meet in the middle. And on top of that, remember, in the Constitution, they abolished slavery. I think it's in the 15th or 14th Amendment. I forgot what amendment it is. Or the 13th. I forgot. I think it's the 13th Amendment where they abolished slavery. Except, which people don't read, except in the form of punishment. So technically, slavery is still legal in the U.S.
Crazy, right?
Yeah. Which is why you have the low-income prison jobs. So where you work for $1 an hour, or for 50 cents an hour. Where you do like actual intense labor, welding.
Is that optional?
Oh, yeah, it's options programs. It's programs. I had my cousin, this was years ago. He was a teenager at the time. Motherfucker's 40 now. But he told me how he was in, I think, youth authority. And they gave him a welding job where they taught him how to weld. Got him certified for welding. And then after, he would actually work at like one of the shops or whatever. And then he'd get paid a couple bucks. But then he was like, fuck that. I didn't want to work. So I got out. Because I didn't want to do that shit anymore. I was like, bro, so you're telling me you'd rather kick it in yourself than win a couple bucks an hour than be out, you know? Now, obviously not be out of the prison, but you're out of your cell at least. And he was, yeah, fuck that.
Hey, man. Some people like the cells.
So, yeah, that is some form of legal slavery. It's through punishment. Which I think they could still do better with that when it comes to prison reform. But that's on a whole different topic.
Dude, I got my opinions about prison. I'm just like, dude, we house these freaking criminals, feed them, clothe them. That's all on the taxpayer, right?
Yes.
And everybody's cool with that?
I mean, some dumbass people are.
Like, we're just like, what's the punishment? Just isolated? But
yeah, but that's the thing. Like, people take the wrong approach. Like, the whole no cash bail thing. I think it's the stupidest thing ever. 3 people that have been released through Kamala Harris recently went back in, and one of them killed a teenage girl.
I think I heard about that, actually.
And that's why I say, like, no cash bail isn't effective. It doesn't solve anything.
But hold on. I want everybody listening, and I want you to ask yourselves. So, people commit crimes, murder, all this nasty stuff, whatever, even white-collar crimes. Okay. Does it seem fair to you? You're a taxpayer. People listening are a taxpayer. I'm a taxpayer. Okay. Does it seem smart and efficient to say, okay, these people did all these things, right? Everybody's like, yes. Here's what we're going to do. You, the taxpayer, you're going to say, hey, criminal, all these people that murdered and everybody else, we're going to shelter you, we're going to feed you, and we're going to clothe you.
And it's going to be for free.
And that's it.
You don't gotta worry about anything.
How do you not scratch your head and be like, and that's the way it's always just been? Like, what kind of productivity do we get out of them?
Well, it wasn't like that before. Before, it didn't come from the tax. Well, I mean, kind of did come from the taxpayer, but at the same time, the living conditions were different. You weren't able to fucking be all nice and clothed and nice and comfy in the jails or prisons you were at. Like, there's a prison in Yuma, the old Yuma Territorial Prison. Bro, that shit is like a fucking dungeon. Motherfuckers did not want to be there. Like, there's historical evidence where people would fucking kill themselves because they were locked up there because the conditions were harsh. And now some people say it's prison. It's not super fun camp. It's not Camp Big Bear, fool. You're fucking out there because you committed a crime, you dick. Like, what the fuck? You think you were gonna sing Kumbaya with your homies? Like, no, fool. Like, you're fucking getting punished. Which, even then, I feel like they could do something different. I feel like they should lead more to reform rather than punishment. I feel like there are certain crimes that, hey, there's no way getting out of this, fool. You fucked up. We're throwing your ass to the dungeon. But I feel like, bro, if we're wasting so much money into the prison system, instead of getting them out, how fucking dumbass AOC wants to do and other dumbass politicians think about it, how about you instead try to fix that person and make them a productive member of society? You know? Like, tell them, hey, it's not that hard to be able to get a group of people that are in there and say, hey, what do you guys want to do when you guys get out? Do you guys want to go back to your shit, or do you guys actually want to do something productive? Okay, well, I actually want to do something productive. Okay, cool. What do you think about doing? Oh, well, my dad was a welder. Okay, was that something interesting? Yeah. Okay, well, we got a welding program. Here you go. We're actually going to invest. We'll actually have you living in good conditions, better than the rest of these idiots, because you're taking up a trade. And guess what? Once you get out of jail, we're actually, before you get out of jail, like months before you get out, we're going to show you how to make a resume. We're going to put that resume into these companies or whatever. And then we'll sponsor you with those companies. The government will. Where the government says, hey, we'll pay a percentage of their wage if you hire them. We'll pay a percentage for the next 6 months. Pay a percentage of the wage for the next 6 months. After that, if you think he's a really good worker and if you're happy with his work, then take him. And then you take over for the rest of his tenure there. You know, you're telling me a company wouldn't be like, so you're telling me, fool, I don't got to pay this for $15 an hour? I'm going to pay this for 10? Yeah, that comes out of your pocket. And you're going to pay the other 5? Yeah. Bring them over here.
Yeah. And it just shows you, like, you know, AOC and them, but it shows you, like, all the different ideas of how people, like, think of dealing with this problem. Some people say, you know, throw them in labor camps. I've seen that opinion.
Yeah.
Some people say...
Which isn't bad, which they should do. Sorry to interrupt you. Which they should do to those motherfuckers that don't want to do anything productive. If they don't want to become a productive member of society and they don't want to reform and reintegrate and not reoffend, then yeah, by all means, hey, go fucking have them work on the railroad again. Fuck it, rebuild that shit.
AOC would fucking throw the biggest fit.
Bro, she'll get another
She'd
Chick-fil-A
drop
dress.
the baby that she's holding and be like, what, fuck this. And go and defend them and be like, how dare you put these people, they're no fucking...
They're suffering. One of them killed my grandma. They're still suffering more than your grandma ever did. She was stabbed like 48 times before she died. So what? They're stuck here for life. Okay.
Dude, one moment... It just, sometimes very brilliant people will say shit that I'm just like, dude, I mean, I get you're smart, I get I respect you, I look up to you or whatever, but
I get you're smart.
Like, this is just, what the fuck? It was this moment that Joe Rogan was talking about, and he was talking about that actually, how prisoners get paid like $1 something for, like, if they do work. And he's like, I can't believe it. I don't know. I don't remember if he was on the verge of crying. Actually, I might have just made that up. But I was just
Jamie, give me a tissue.
But I was just like, dude, I'm sorry, but what? I can't feel bad.
No, not at all.
I actually don't see that comparable as to fucking like what chattel slavery was like. That was brutal.
Yeah.
Like literally a time where people were considered human property to somebody else, right? And people could actually just say, dude, you want them? I'll just sell them to you.
Yeah.
Imagine that. Like,
a shilling.
They were probably gifting each other fucking slaves.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, back to the point. But I saw Joe go like, like, oh my god, like, he's a murderer, but like, how, like, you guys are just gonna pay him $1.50? And I was just like, dude, what the fuck? Like, if I was in that, say I killed somebody, and they told me, all right, fuck face, like, you keep in mind you killed somebody.
You just murked them.
So we're not just gonna fucking treat you like, like you're special here. But you could weld. We'll teach you how to weld. We'll get you certified. The only downside is we're gonna pay you $1.50. I'd be like, wait, you're saying I get to weld here? Like I get to leave my cell and weld and like be productive in a way.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, that's what we're saying. But we're only gonna pay you $1.50. By the way, Joe Rogan thinks that's like the worst thing you can humanly do to somebody. Pay them $1.50 even though they're a prisoner.
Although you just killed a woman and her kids.
Like, personally me, the officer would probably be like, dude, personally me, I'd fucking bash your head in with a bat and call it a day. But I guess the state of wherever the fuck you committed this, we think that you deserve a second chance and we're going to pay you $1.50 to weld. Joe Rogan thinks it's a ripoff. He feels bad for you. I'd be like, dude, where do I sign up?
Yeah.
But that's what I just didn't get that.
Yeah.
I just didn't get when Rogan was like, fucking, that's a travesty. And like, you guys are going to pay them $1.50. That's a fucking ripoff. Dude, that's something like opportunity to be productive after you committed a fucking crime.
Exactly. And it's like, dude.
And the cherry on top, sorry to interrupt, would be if they actually deduct time, which it doesn't sound like a stretch to me.
No, it actually is.
I'm sure there's programs where you do shit and they deduct time.
There's programs where you either get into schools, like certain schools that teach you certain trades, where once you learn that shit, they take time off you if you graduate the program. Like, let's say, like, you take a 3-year program, they knock off like half a year. Isn't bad. 6 less months you got to spend in there.
To be fair to Joe Rogan, the only way I would feel bad for that person that was offered like $1.50 to weld or do something productive is if they were wrongfully convicted. And it was like they were innocent, and that's the only way I'd be like, oh, dude, this whole thing's fucked.
If they're wrongfully convicted, then yeah, bro, they deserve any fucking.
But after this, we gotta watch that shit just to see if I was way off or I was accurate. Cause
imagine you were completely off.
It would be fucking hilarious if I was dead on.
He's actually tearing up, like, Jamie, give me a napkin, please. I'm sorry, man. I didn't take my TRT today.
Yeah. Shout out to Joe Rogan.
Shout out to Joe Rogan, man.
Sometimes he's right. Sometimes he says some dumbass shit.
Yeah.
He said that he has said that himself.
Yeah.
No, hey, man, true. I just say some dumbass shit sometimes.
That's very true. And it's like one thing that I don't want to say I admire, but Cuba did really well was the way it treated its prisoners.
Oh, you mean when they freed them here in the U.S. or something?
Not just that. But my dad's friend, he's Cuban, and he tells me how when he got busted for basically slaughtering government cows and selling the meat on the side. Like, he was selling it on his own accord. So once he got caught, dude, they gave him like 30-something years for that shit. For slaughtering cows for that weren't his, that belonged to the state. But anyways, he says that when you go to prison, depending what your crime was, he's like, he goes, it's almost like a tier system. He's like, they tell you right off the bat once you get there, all right, you're going to start working or you're going to study a career. And he goes, take your pick. So he goes, me, I was working. He goes, they had me out there driving taxis. And I was like, wait, so you're allowed to leave the prison? He goes, yeah, we were allowed to leave the prison. I'm not saying they should do that here where they allow people to leave prison. But he goes, but we were allowed to leave the prison. He goes, they like whoever was our boss would already know and report to the prison like, hey, this fool just got here. He started his work schedule or whatever. He gets off at this time, so the prison would expect you at a certain time, you know. And I was like, you would go? He goes, yeah, we'll go report back, and we'll go from there. I was like, and I would get paid. He goes, you would get paid a wage? He goes, yeah, we would get paid a wage. He goes, not the same. He goes, but it wasn't like super cheap either. But we would get paid something. He's like, or like they would make you go to school. He's like, if you didn't want to work, then all right, you're going to school for something, anything. He goes, I know people that went in there to study like trade, that went in there to be like professors and shit like that, because they had a lot of time in their hands. They were busted for who knows how many years. Because he says that the punishments there in Cuba are massive. Like, bro, for stealing cows, they gave him 35 fucking years. You know? So he goes, so you got a lot of time in your hands. And I'm like, what if? I was like, what if those people don't want to do anything? They don't want to go to school or they don't want to work. He goes, look, I'm going to be honest with you. It hardly happens. He goes, but there are cases where people do. And I was like, how do they have them? He goes, they have them worse than dogs. He's like, they literally strip you. They take away your clothes. And they give you a sack to wear. And that's your shirt and your pants. He goes, they give you 1 cup of coffee a day and 2 pieces of bread a day. You don't even get water. He goes, that's all you eat for the entire day. Because they say if you don't want to do anything for society, then you don't deserve anything either. I was like, really? Cuba does that shit? He goes, yep, Cuba does that shit. He goes, and believe me. He goes, do they only last a couple weeks at the most? He goes, so I saw a guy last like 2 weeks max with that treatment. He goes, because they don't even let you shower. He goes, you're in the back of the line when it comes to showering. And like we have our shower scheduled. So, hey, guess what, bro? You didn't get to shower. Oh, well, you're not showering. I was like, damn. If the U.S. took some sort of approach like that, where they said, hey, bro, you want to have the nice prison clothes? You want to be nicely dressed? You want to be, you know, I don't want to say better food, but hey, you want to be in better housing or whatever? Go to a trade. Study. Show us that you want to be part of this program.
Just be productive,
Be productive. You don't want to do shit? Hey, bro, don't trip.
We should have 2 fucking national holidays, bro.
We'll put you at the back of the fucking bus. Don't even worry about it.
National Trash Pickup Day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm being serious. I'm saying it with a smirk, but I'm being serious. National Trash Pickup Day, where we just make it cool to pick up trash.
Everybody they have to go pick up trash.
For real.
They close all the freeways too, so you go pick up the trash on the freeways.
Fuck yeah, dude. It's funny.
Motherfuckers picking up bumpers and shit.
It sounds stupid maybe, but nah, that would be cool. National Trash Pickup Day.
Bro, they can make the bums do that first because they're the ones that do the most trash.
But they won't.
Well, it's National Trash Pickup Day, so you'd make them.
Bums they're high off fucking meth and heroin and that other shit.
And then you say, hey, bro, like, get them off. Hey, bro, you got to pick up the trash. That fucking stinky needle you just dropped, pick that shit up. I don't give a fuck if you don't put it in the trash. Shove it up your ass if you want. But you're picking up that piece of trash. Tomorrow, bro, go ahead and throw it. But today, you're picking it up.
And National Entrepreneur Day.
What the fuck?
That'd be cool. Yeah, National.
How does that work?
Just
You make a business for the day?
No. Like on that day, you fucking shed light on biggest entrepreneurs. You encourage it in people. You don't just start a business that day, but you encourage it. You fucking,
I think I need more information on that one.
I got nothing.
I'm set on the other one on National Trash Pickup Day, but this one kind of like threw me off. Like,
yeah, it's random, but
that one too bad.
And then the third national holiday would be.
You said 2.
I know, but 3. Third one would be. Oh yeah, what about fill in the blank day?
Where you get into an argument with a random stranger?
No. Where you're just like, oh really? You hate America that bad? Well, what about? And then it's like, what country does it better?
What country does it better? Fill in the blank.
Or that day you just defend American.
I think it's funny that you mentioned that part. Oh, what country does it better? Because when Destiny and this girl were on Jesse Lee Peterson's show, this we talked about. He goes, "Oh, well, is there racism in Sweden?" And she goes, "No, not really." And he goes, "How do the black people act over there?" And he goes, "Well, I don't really hear any black people, complain about."
Shout out to Jesse Lee Peterson.
Shout out to Jesse Lee and Destiny.
Shout out to Destiny.
Well, like I said, I love their dynamic, fool. Like, that's the one time where Destiny, fool, is not all emotional and yelling and going like, "Oh, you're fucking insane." Like, none of that shit, bro. He's super calm and collected when he talks to Jesse. Like, they just have fun all the time.
Yeah.
But, like, she's like, "No, I don't really hear now about black people talking about racial inequality." And he goes, "Are there any black people in Sweden?" And she's like, some, not a lot." And she goes, "Oh, that's why." Jesse Lee's like, "Oh yeah, that's why."
Yeah, dude.
So nobody complains.
Well, what I've heard about like people in the UK, for example, that's just one example, right? They say, we see that you guys in America, you guys are so obsessed with race. You guys are so obsessed with it. And that video I saw was like, it was a black British woman.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, here, like if you ask, I'm just British. My husband's just British.
Not a black British.
Yeah, they don't say, oh, I'm a black Britain man. I'm a black English woman. No.
I'm Brit.
I'm just British.
Yeah.
English, whatever.
What the fuck you want to call me?
Like, whether we're, a black couple, a white person in Britain, a white woman in Britain, we're just British. That's the way we understand each other. But you guys in America, the way you guys break it down, and you're a African American, a white,
Asian
you're just
American.
white. The white people are just white. Asian American, Native American, Hispanics, Latinos, Mexican American.
Mexican American.
like she just goes like, America, you guys are just so obsessed with race.
That is an issue. Yeah, that's one thing that is very common. But at the same time, China does the same. They want most of their guys want to be Han Chinese. So it's weird how the biggest two superpowers do separate themselves like that. We're just like, oh, well, I'm Chinese. Are you Han Chinese? No, then you're not Chinese.
Oh, right.
Oh, you're Uyghur? No, well, you're not Chinese. You're Uyghur Muslim, fool. Shit like that. It's crazy how two biggest superpowers do that shit.
Yeah.
It's a trip. But switching the topic, one thing that I have seen coming up, obviously, because recently it was the anniversary of 9/11. 20 years, bro, since it happened. That's crazy, huh? Where were you?
Where were you
when they did 9/11?
Where were you? I was sitting in the living room in the house.
You weren't at school?
No, I wasn't at school. I was home. We had just had. I think I was on what the fuck would they call it?
Vacation?
That's all it was called?
Yes, fool.
Yeah, well, whatever track I was back in elementary school, we were out.
I was on vacation too, yeah.
I was on vacation. We had just had breakfast. And I was just sitting in the living room. And then, boom. Breaking news. Whatever, fucking crazy hijackers, planes, all that.
9/11.
And I was just watching it, and I was just thinking, like, damn, I was 7. But I was just like, what?
Yeah, you really didn't know much.
I couldn't grasp
what was
it.
going
But
on.
you know what's funny, though? Because by that time, we had been to downtown LA twice. So I thought it was right here in downtown LA.
God damn, I don't blame you. I would have thought the same thing, bro.
So I was just like, dude, this is like literally, like, my fucking kid brain was like,
It's not that
this
far
is
from
like
here.
a few blocks away.
few blocks.
Because it's in New York, but I thought that was downtown LA.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, like, this is bad.
Yeah, I was in school when that happened. I was in school. I was watching that shit in school. It was a trip when I was watching that shit. I didn't really grasp it either, when it was happening. I didn't know what happened until like later when I grew up. I was like, wait, that was a terrorist attack? You're telling me we went to war for this shit? What? It's something that I never really put much thought into it, except for like the conspiracy theories that would follow. Like, what are your thoughts on it? Because I had this discussion with, shout out to the Goonernator, by the way.
Shout out to the Goonernator.
And shout out to Alex, because Alex is the one that
works his ass off, yeah.
he works his ass off. But I wanted to make, no, that's fucked up. No, I'm rather just shut the fuck up. But yeah, shout out to Alex. But yeah, I had this. I was gonna make a horrible joke, but I had this discussion about him regarding 9/11 being an inside job. What do you think?
Well, I think we spoke about this, and it's just, if you guys have seen the fucking movie Zeitgeist,
I never have.
it'll fucking blow your brain
Why?
to bits. Because
I've never seen it.
Okay, well, this movie Zeitgeist, there's a part where it just breaks down all the things that don't add up with 9/11.
Really?
How the Bush family and the Bin Laden family were actually very, very close. Like, they had mutual, like, some guy that took over the dude, Bin Laden was rich.
Yeah. He's part of the old. His family was like an old tycoon or some shit.
He was a
like that.
fucking rich boy.
Yeah.
And then at some point in his life, he's just like, dude, I want to live for just like
my religion.
Yeah, for Islam. Like, I want to just devote myself to everything from now on. All my parents' money, I'm just devoting it to Islam. So whatever. But there was a guy that was in charge of the Bin Laden family assets here in the U.S. And I think that's the guy that knew both Bin Laden, obviously, and Bush.
Yeah,
but it's creepy the connection that they had.
Really,
it's fucking creepy, bro. And also, like the core pillars in the Twin Towers, they're talking to a guy that's involved in professional controlled demolition, and he goes, when we want to take down a building, when you see them free fall, what we do is we cut the fucking core pillars this way. So when we blow up the TNT, the thing kind of just slides off, and it, you know, and you look at photos of the debris and all the shit at ground zero, and sure enough, there's pillars that look coincidentally chopped in that very same angle, and you're like, get out, this is false, this has to be false. To this very day, I don't know if it's false, but they at least made a movie where they're comparing both. So it's either all bullshit, or we're just gonna let this obvious bullshit right in your face, and in America's just gonna be like, you know what, dude, that's scary, we're just gonna go about our day.
I think that's what the majority of people do.
And there's a scientist that was talking about
dude, you're skull fucking me
he's
right now.
speaking about, you know, when we did fucking like a look over of ground zero, we found thermitic material.
What's that?
Thermite, it's like this thing that can melt steel. It goes off as a dust, which is creepy because it's like this. I don't know the fucking chemical compounds. I don't know how to fucking, I'm not saying I've experience with it, right? But, and they show video of thermite going off like at other, you know, experiments or whatever, and you just see it looks like a little cloud of smoke, and you're like, that looks like baby powder bullshit.
Really?
But that shit burns at extreme temperatures. You're talking about temperatures hot enough to melt steel. And sure enough, the scientist, I think he was a German scientist, he's saying that, yeah, we found traces of thermitic material at ground zero. And then it cuts to like fucking firefighters and medics going, and then we went down to the fucking whatever looking for survivors, and we see molten steel, puddles of molten steel, like you're in a foundry. And he goes, yeah, like you're in a fucking foundry, like you're, you know, where whatever. And you're talking about this shit was burning for days. So how hot does this shit need to be to continuously burn day and night, day and night, day and night?
Yeah, that's
I mean,
true.
ask yourself that. So it makes you think of what the fucking creepy German scientist was saying.
Like I'm leaning more to the conspiracy part, where I think it is a controlled demolition. Like, I think it was an inside job. Another thing that I saw was people that were actually at the bottom of the building, at the base, at the first floors, and even at the basement levels. They said that when the first plane hit, that they heard an explosion in the basement. How the fuck are you gonna hear an explosion in the basement if the crash happened all the way at the 100 and something fucking floor?
Yeah.
You know? And they said that once they heard that there were explosions, fool, and that smoke started getting into the basement levels, which is why they evacuated.
Yeah,
how the fuck is smoke gonna come from the fucking top? Like, you could clearly see in the videos, the smoke goes up. It never goes down.
Yeah, so many fucking witness accounts were saying we heard an explosion on the first floor. We heard an explosion in the basement. We heard an explosion that went off in the basement level. And some guy was like, I know people that had to get reconstructive surgeries because the explosion sent them flying into walls.
Yeah.
In the basement.
In the basement.
It wasn't a plane that caused them to go flying into walls in the basement, while the plane crash was how many, like 80 fucking stories up there.
Exactly. It's just like, dude, what the fuck? And it's like, I had this conversation with Goonie, and I was telling him, like, dude, like, be your honest opinion. He goes, look, I'm a little bit in both. He goes, but engineers do design buildings for it to be able to collapse. If something like that happened, to where it's not gonna go everywhere when it goes down. He goes, so I think it is a possibility that it just went down on its own. And he goes, that shit was super hot. And I was like, yeah, bro, I agree with that theory as well. Like, I do think, like, yeah, there's a possibility that, you know, the way The building was only designed in the 70s.
Shout out to the Goonerinator, because that's a very good point. That's a very good perspective.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I completely buy into it.
I don't buy into it either. Fuck no.
But that's a good point.
Yeah, but it is a good point, which does make sense, you know.
Like wow, to think like, hey, if this shit were to get hit, how would we want this shit to collapse?
Yeah, like do we want this shit to tip over?
Right.
No, like let's make sure that everything just caves in on itself, you know, which does make sense. But what I'm saying is, okay.
Imagine one of the engineers like, dude, hypothetically though, like 30-something years into the future, I'm just saying, if this shit were to mysteriously get hit by 2 fucking planes, are you sure you would want it to look like a fucking controlled demolition? What do you know?
What do you know that we don't? No, I'm just saying. I'm
just saying though, like just 2 planes, hypothetically.
If it just happens, maybe engine failure. You know, it could happen twice. You know, lightning is known to strike twice in the same spot. We just saying. There's a possibility that each building gets hit by an airplane. Separate airplane, not the same one. Separate. Just saying.
What were you going to say, though?
Do we want a pancake? And I was like, the way I said it is, I agree with that. I agree with that theory. But there's not enough weight to take down the entire building. Is there? Like, think about it. Look how high the crash was from the building.
Yeah.
The rest of the building is who knows how many fucking floors. Do you really think that was enough to take it down? Or what do you think? Be honest, what do you think?
I would have to see exactly, like there has to be some kind of model that shows you where the planes hit on both buildings. Because let's say hypothetically, okay, we got 2 towers right here, right?
Okay, I'm looking it up right now.
My arm is one of the towers.
Mm-hmm.
It's very different. And for the record, we're not engineers. I don't know if that wasn't obvious. In case it's not obvious and you guys thought we were engineers, we're not.
We're not fucking engineers. We have maybe some experience, but not a lot.
You would think the way we talk, right?
You would think.
But it's very different, I think, for a plane to hit here in a very tall building than here in that very same building. Because if you caused damage to the floors down here, you're talking about now these damaged floors are holding up this weight.
Which I believe.
But if you hit here, then you're talking about this whole structure holding up this much weight, which is way different. And I say that to be very clear. I say that as a non-engineer.
Like, look at this picture. Here, it's at the top of the building. You're telling me all this weight here is enough to collapse the entire fucking structure?
At free fall speed?
At free fall speed?
See, that's...
I don't think so. I believe it here, like you said. I believe it here because this was towards, like, more in the middle of the building. I believe that, you know? I believe that the shit was fucked and it just gave way. So once this collapsed, all this just came down, and then the rest of it came down with it, you know? All that weight just came down. I believe it. I think that's a possibility. This building, though, I was like, no. And then what a coincidence that the Pentagon got hit, too, by a plane, yet they never found anything. They never saw no video of the plane getting hit. They had no plane wreckage.
The engines, dude.
Nothing.
The one engine is like the size of this freaking like room.
Exactly. They're fucking humongous.
And they weigh I don't know how many tons.
Yeah.
Imagine that. Imagine telling you, yo, bro, we got 2 engines the size of this room. They weigh I don't know how many tons.
Look at that. You're telling me a fucking plane did that damage?
And no sign of the plane?
No sign of the fucking plane. There's no fucking plane there.
Look up images of plane crashes. When a plane...
Like, look at that. There's no image of a fucking plane there.
But look up an image of a plane crash. Guys, Google the image of what it looks like when a plane crashes.
Like, look it right there, too. A closer look.
And then look up the side of the Pentagon that got hit by a quote-unquote plane.
Where's that?
And you tell me it got hit by something similar.
Nothing. At least when it came to 9/11, there's video of the fucking planes hitting. And then not just that, they had wreckage of the planes. They did. There were fucking big-ass Boeings. And it's like, you're going to tell me that these foos... Look at that. Look at a plane crash, bro. There's still wreckage in there. Look at that. There's still a tail. Everything's burnt to shit, but look, you can still see the skeleton of the fucking plane. Look at that one right there.
You sound like you really don't believe this was a terrorist attack. You sound like you're really going into the territory of this was an inside job.
Kinda. Because I feel like it was terrorists.
I'm not pointing the finger. I'm actually saying welcoming hand.
Oh yeah, well I appreciate the extended offer, but like I feel like it was terrorists, but I feel like it was an inside job in the sense that the government made it easier for them to do it.
Right.
You know, where the government said, "Hey, we know what you guys are doing," because I hear that there was record that supposedly that shit was already planned, that supposedly the government knew, I think like 2 weeks in advance that these were planning this shit, supposedly. That's what I heard. So I think the inside job is the government said, "Hey, we're gonna let you guys do it.
We stand to benefit from it
Because we're gonna," and it did. You know, it did. Like one thing that I always hear people talk about is, I would never want a 9/11, but I would always want a 9/12, because they say that on 9/12 there was no such thing as racism, sexism, homophobism, all Debbie Datism, none of that. You know, dollar hoaism, baby mamaism, none of that. That everybody was just together and everybody was just united, because they all saw like, hey, we all suffered, you know, we all lost people together and we all hurt together, and it was just one of those days where everybody just fucking united as one, you know, as Americans. And that's when the fucking bald eagle soared through the skies of the World Trade, fool. Just fucking, you know, and people were like, bro, fucking America, we gotta unite.
Yep.
It's a trip. But one thing I did land upon when I was going over all these 9/11 videos is, have you ever heard of the Falling Man?
I've heard of it, yeah. Sad videos.
Okay, so the Falling Man, it's a famous picture by Richard Drew, where it's basically some dude that he caught. Well, he caught various pictures of him as he was falling, but the one that he actually published was very popularized because he said that it was just the most raw image he's ever seen, where it didn't have any blood or guts or any of that, but yet that picture said so much, which it does.
This is a sad photo, man.
Yeah, because look, that's the photo before. The guy's just flipping, and then that was the aftermath that he ended up showing, you know. It became polarized. So some dude, a writer that knew Richard Drew, or knows Richard Drew, he did his investigation to try to find who the Falling Man was. And it's unofficial, but they believe the man to be a man by the name of Jonathan Briley, who was, I think, a sound engineer at a restaurant called The Window, I think, at the World Trade Center. Yeah.
Is it called Windows on the World?
I think so.
Dude, do yourself a favor when you have free time, I guess. Look up the restaurant.
Don't tell me you're gonna fuck me now.
Windows on the World. No. It's nothing breakthrough. Nothing is like cool that I'm saying. It's just really nice photography. Sometimes I think to myself like, wow, I wish I could have fucking eaten there. It looks like such a nice restaurant to be.
Oh yeah, it is.
Windows on the World.
Yeah, it was on the North Tower of the original World Trade Center complex.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were gonna tell me some fucking conspiracy theory
No,
on that
not
shit.
like, oh.
I was ready, bro. I was ready. But then you ended up fucking me.
Like, what a coincidence. They had a fucking dish called 9/11 or something. No.
Yeah, or something like that. Or they had a dish named Al Qaeda.
No.
But one thing I was seeing, like, mind you, a lot of these videos are old, and I was seeing that, dude, over 200 people jumped to their death. And it makes you think, dude, like, it's very tragic that people had to go through that. But I saw it on some of the comment section but I kind of liked it too, because people they weren't talking shit to each other, but they were in disagreements. Because some people that are obviously believers, they were talking about how they should have just let God do what God wanted to do and let them take their soul, you know. but now they went against God's wishes and committed suicide, essentially. And other people didn't see it that way. But I liked it because they weren't arguing like, although the topic was suicide, they weren't arguing like, oh, fuck you and your beliefs and shit like that. They were having like a healthy debate where they were going like, I don't see it as suicide. I see it as, you know, it was one of those tough decisions where you had the one opportunity to be in control, where you couldn't control whether you were to get rescued or not. You couldn't control that the building was gonna stop being on fire. The only thing you had control over was your own life. So some people instead said, if this is the thing I'm gonna control, then I'm gonna decide how I go out. And a man they interviewed, this was done through a German news outlet. They interviewed him, and he says that his wife was one of the various people that was photographed on like the 100-something floor. And he goes, how do you know? He goes, because I know what she wore before she left to work that day. And there's a picture of a person falling, and he says that that's his wife, which is very sad. But it's almost admirable the way the guy described it, because although you could hear the pain in his voice as he was talking about his wife, he almost had a sense of calming, because he was talking about, like, they asked him like, why do you think your wife did it? And he goes, I think she did it because she didn't want to give it to them. Like, she didn't want her life to be taken by the people that attacked us. I feel like she felt like, hey, she's going down on her own accord, and she went ahead and did it, you know. And it like, I don't know, like the way the guy talked just didn't sound like he was mad at her. Like, you could tell he was sad, but at the same time, like, you could tell like he was very supportive of her decision in doing that, you know. Where it was like, damn, it's true. Like, I don't know if I would have the balls to jump, but think about it. You're in a building that's burning over 1,000 fucking degrees because a fucking plane with who knows how many gallons of fuel just blew the fuck up in there. You're already suffocating from the smoke. Your skin is literally melting off your back. What do? I honestly don't think I would have the nuts to jump off. Because I hear that even from that high, they say the fall took 10 seconds. From up there, from up in the 100 and something floor, the people that were jumping off, that it took them 10 seconds to hit the ground. And that they weren't unconscious. Because you know how you say if you go a certain distance and you're just going straight down, that eventually the G-force knocks you out?
Never heard of that, but wow.
Yeah. Well, G-force is basically the force of gravity basically fucking you over, or eventually you'll be unconscious. They say that still wasn't enough speed. They were going over 154 miles an hour when they jumped, but the force still wasn't strong enough to knock them out. So they were still conscious every second before they hit. Mind you, they were dead on impact. They said that these people which I believe, because I even showed you one of those pictures that was very graphic, which I'm not going to show here, where you see basically stains of, like, if somebody got a water balloon filled with red paint and just threw it on the floor. That's how it looked. The body literally blew up. And it's like, I can't be mad at them for doing that.
Yeah, it's true.
Nor do I feel like a sense of, oh, you're a coward for committing suicide. Like, no. I kind of like, I don't want to say if admiring is the right word, but for the fact that in your last moment, you still decide to say, nah, like, I'm going to decide how I go. Whether it be jumping off or whether it be, you know, staying in the building, like collapsing with the building. The fact that you still accepted your fate, which is something very hard to do. You know, I've never been put in that situation that I could think of where I knew I was going to die or close to it and just said, it is what it is, you know? I'm going to go my way. It's, I don't know. What do you think?
Like you said, man, there is like a, for me it is kind of like admiration of like of their spirit, just, you know, because on a human level, bro, you just gotta feel. It's sad watching that for me.
Definitely.
Just thinking like, wow, man, I wish these people weren't in this position, you know.
Nobody, dude.
Because you got to think about like, wow, like they that morning must have been so normal and routine for them. Just trying to, like, you know, get through the day. They have an awesome job. Hopefully they felt like their jobs were awesome, surrounded by great people. And what's sad is you guys got to think about the World Trade Center, where many countries occupied offices in the World Trade Center. People from all sorts of places, Hong Kong,
all kinds
China,
of people were
Germany, all nationalities, all these cultures in that place, right? And it was created in order to bring countries closer. That's what it was for.
Yeah.
A lot of countries were like, dude, we're making a lot more profit because we have our, like, people from our head or our corporation like there, and they're able to communicate with people from from different markets, be it Germany, be it Switzerland, it doesn't matter. Like, so this thing that brought people closer, that's what these fuckface terrorists were able to accomplish that day. You know, they destroyed something that brought people close.
I agree with that.
You know, I don't know if that was necessarily their goal, but imagine that. Imagine your goal being, let's go after something that brings all these people of these different nationalities, cultures, closer in order to communicate with one another and understand each other. That's what the World Trade Center was.
Do you think people saw that as a... If it is an inside job, do you think the government saw that as a threat? Like, hey, well, these people are getting along too much. We got to get rid of it.
No, I don't think that's what the inside job was after. The inside job theory and belief, I think, is more of the U.S. people that control it. The U.S. government, people that control that part of it, said we need an excuse, a very big excuse, a very big thing that we can point to justify us going to other places and, you know, taking some resources for ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when we get an opportunity, like next time or something, we should talk about the Gulf of Tonkin.
I agree with that.
You know, maybe not now, but because that's also what a lot of people point to, and like, look what got us into Vietnam. It was a false flag.
Was it?
That's what it was. But we should say that for another time. This is
true.
very comparable to what got us involved in Vietnam.
Yeah.
They even compare it in this same movie, Zeitgeist. They compare it to how we had a warning for Pearl Harbor. Like, there was Morse code that people were able to intercept and send to the U.S. government, and we ignored it.
Really?
Or people were saying, hey, we both know the Japanese is going to try to attack Pearl Harbor. That's why you guys have so many of your warships. You should get them out of it, or you should let the boys know. Nah. We need an excuse. Cool. We need an excuse to fuck up the Japs, basically. Allegedly, fucking, you know.
Nah, they probably did. They probably said, hey, we need something to fucking do it and
dude, you mentioned G-Force. Dude, it's pretty funny because I've seen video of pilots that fucking knock out.
Yeah, because of how fast they're going.
What a coincidence. It looks like they're getting sloppy toppy.
We're just like... And then you just hear them, once the G-force is done, they go, ah!
And the backup pilot's like, you were gone for a minute there, man.
And then, like, right when they come back, he's like...
He goes, no, dude, no. You're on a plane.
Relax, bro.
You're daydreaming, buddy.
But, you're tripping on this one, dude.
What a coincidence that Goonie knows. What a fucking coincidence that Goonie knows how engineers build skyscrapers, almost to prepare for an attack.
That's true. For all we know, he had already planned to fucking join the military.
What a fucking coincidence.
What a coincidence. I think the plot has just thickened a lot, actually.
And what a coincidence that Alex is way too quiet about this topic.
And he has no say in it either. And he just rather stay out of it.
Quote unquote.
Quote unquote.
Makes me raise my eyebrow, actually.
It makes me raise all 3 of my eyebrows.
Yeah. But I think that's a good place to end this.
I think so too.
Don't worry, you guys are off the hook.
For now.
But yeah, that was us, man.
Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let us know what you guys think on the topics we discussed. What you guys think about the Gabby Petito case. What you guys think about 9/11 and the falling man. And what you guys think about prison reform. Do you guys agree with some of our thoughts, some of our points to any of the topics we discussed?
And do you agree that we should have Entrepreneur Day, that we should have National
Trash Pickup
Day,
I don't
and
think
that we should have
no.
National, oh yeah, what about fill in the blank day? But yeah, let us know what we got way off, what we got right, what you agree with, disagree with, and why. I've been J40.
Sickly. We hope you guys enjoyed it. And let us know what you guys think. Talk some shit. See you on the next one. Peace.